The next evening you woke up, Compress was still asleep holding you close to him. Waking up seeing Compress made you so happy to know he was always there for you day or night. Doing your best to not wake Compress from a restful sleep, you got out of bed, then took a shower. A little more awake from the cold shower, you got dressed and checked your phone, only to see your assignments, or chores as you called them, styling your hair into a bun, then combing your bangs over your left eye so that you could hide your hair in a hat. Keeping your face hidden was all you had to worry about during the nighttime because there was never too many heroes. Before you left the room, through the open window you kissed Compress so that in case he woke up he would be able to find you. "I'll be back, Compress." After jumping out of the third floor window into the dark alleys, you started walking towards the park for your first assignment. Even though you could have stayed in bed, to you that was not an option right now. Having the control over your quirk again needed more work, and you needed to try using your second quirk now. Only your Thorn quirk was not stable because of overhaul. Another reason was because of your blood type now. Just knowing you had the same blood as overhaul made you want to change your blood type so you could feel free again. Remembering being in that room always made you terrified because at the time your quirk did not belong to you, or could you control it. As you passed the display window, even in the dark alleys, you could see the scars on your face and arms. Barely touching the scars, you could smile. Your red eyes began to glow. Then with no effort, your second ability had woken up. Sensing some people behind you with a wave of your hand, the people behind you had blacked out, and now you had their quirks in your hand. It turned out that your quirk was more different than the hero killers, or Dad, which you never called him. Back at the hideout, Compress had his own assignment except he couldn't concentrate. "Compress, let's go." "Sorry, Toga, I can't concentrate." Tossing one of her knives in the air, then catching it with a natural hand, Toga just smiled at Compress. Seeing Toga smile, that bloodthirsty smile meant why worry about them? Remember who their parent is. No matter what anyone else thought, Compress still worried about you. After all, you did love him very much. As if on cue, the news that night had some interesting details that the heroes were not expecting, even the League. The pictures on the TV show were of a few villains that were low class, that had been hanging upside down unconscious. Only the League knew what caused this. Compress then knew your second quirk had awakened. Another hint that you did that to the low-class villains was the signature Thorn wall. Just then the door of the bar opened. You were standing in the door and walking over to Compress and Toga. "Hope I didn't worry you guys. Compress? Toga?" Compress seen a box in your hand that seemed to be metal, and a number was on it. The number on the box was the number 4. "Where did this come from?" "I picked up a few quirks on the way home, Compress." "So, your quirk is stable again?" You smiled at Toga as your red eyes glowed more blood red than a few hours ago. Seeing you smile and laugh with Toga, that's what Compress missed about you those years that were stolen from you. It was even more interesting that when you were at the hideout, the rest of the League never fought or argued. Even Tomura was actually laughing with Dabian twice, which was more than rare to Compress. After a few hours of just relaxing at the bar, then just sitting on the roof with Compress, were the happiest hours of your life. Seeing the sun slowly rise above the buildings, the feeling that came over you was relief, and the fact that your new quirk abilities were in a box. as Compress held you in his arms, like he did that night, was very comforting. What are you planning now? Not really anything, Compress. Even though you were Tomar's special person, that didn't mean anything to Compress that much. It was true that your two quirks were very exceptional and almost frightening, but in a good way. Compress then looked at you. The look in your eyes was clear with determination and clear thinking. Only Compress knew you well enough to know you were planning something. I know you well enough to know when you're planning. Okay, Compress. I want more quirks in this city. Holding your hand in his, the way you said it, what you wanted. That's why Compress was loyal to you, even though the city belonged to the League. Compress had a feeling that you could take over the rest of the city. No matter your goal or dream, Compress would make it happen with you by his side. And